这是极氪001 F2，前后4个电机，最大马力1265匹，0-100加速2.02秒，最高时速280。这是仰望悠久，同样的4轮独立电机，单个功率240千瓦，加起来1306匹，0-100加速2.36秒，最高时速309。进入电动时代的中国车企，解放了最先进的生产力。过去那些遥不可及的性能车、跑车，如今已经不再是梦想。最近，极氪007公布了浙赛成绩，最新浙赛认证的圈速榜上，纯电前5名4个吉利，前10名6个中国车企品牌，其中还有2台车只卖29.9万。似乎纽北赛道成了最后一块还未攻克的堡垒。保时捷新款台看 Turbo GT 前段时间在纽北刷出了7分07秒55的量产电动车记录，同时也是量产4门车记录，比前任榜首 Model S Plaid 快了足足18秒。来自东方邻国的现代 Ioniq 5N 也在纽北跑出了7分45秒，堪比911 M4 级别的圈速。中国电车征战纽北这一天是不是快到了呢？作为电动版 F1， 电动方程式 F1 已经举办了10年。去年我们通过线上采访了卫冕冠军远景车队的技术负责人 Sylvain。今年在时隔5年之后 ，F1 终于回到中国，并且第一次来到上海上赛场进行比拼。这人都到家门口了，你说我能放过他吗？所以我们在 F1 上海站期间走进了 P 房，时隔1年之后，和 Sylvain 来了个线下面基，聊一聊电动方程式最新的发展方向。Nice to meet you and welcome to Shanghai. Last year we have a talk online and we talked a lot about Formula E cars and the batteries technologies. And this time, Formula E has finally back to China and the first time coming to Shanghai. This time, I'm very excited to have you face-to-face talk. I remember many years ago, you have said that performance of Formula E will surpass Formula one day. But at that time, nearly no one believed that. We know last month in Monaco, the latest Gen 3 Evo cars was launched, right? And it's the first time Formula E, the performance is faster than the Formula 1. Finally, your prediction come true. And would you please make some comments about that?
Yes, of course, you're absolutely right. Good to see you again. And really great to be here in Shanghai. I haven't been here since 2019, pre-COVID, so it's great to be back. And great to be back and with our Envision colleagues, with a new HQ in Shanghai and new places. It's really great to be here. And yeah, as you say, we've been busy the last few years developing the cars. So, you know, every 2 years we develop a new powertrain, new technologies. And every 4 years we have a brand new car, brand new chassis, battery, and so on. So yeah, next year we are super excited to have our dual powertrain car. With the dual powertrain working on regen but also on acceleration. So the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just under 1.9 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is insanely fast.
Yeah.
And I think the fastest accelerating race car of all FIA World Championships. So really exciting, really a great showcase of the technology. And then as we move into Gen 4, 2 years from now, we will have even more power, more grip, and we'll go yet faster. So yeah, all very exciting, and yeah, we can't wait to be racing it.
You just mentioned the acceleration of Gen 3 Evo cars is 1.82 seconds, right? It's a definitely amazing record. And could you please introduce to us some of the specific difference or improvements between Gen 3 Evo and the Gen 3 cars?
So it's brand new hardware. So chassis is the same, but all the bodywork has a different aero package. All the rear powertrain is new, so optimized, improved efficiency and so on. And we also have an upgraded front powertrain as well. So pretty much all the hardware is new. And of course, all new software to make everything work. But for the first time, as I said, we will be using both powertrains in traction for acceleration.
Yeah.
So the car is now all-wheel drive on traction, which enables the 1.8 seconds, 0 to 100.
So it can be all-wheel drive all the time during the lap?
So we will do the sporting regulations are not completely defined, but the intent, the idea, is to do the start of the race, the launch on the grid on all-wheel drive. So you will have 22 cars accelerating in 1.8 seconds, which will be pretty amazing. Yeah. Then do the normal race on a rear-wheel drive, but then use attack mode, which gives you the extra power, as a split between rear and front. So it should make attack mode very effective for overtaking. So yeah, that's the idea. And then qualifying to be defined. We might use all-wheel drive for some part of qualifying as well. So we will see.
To what extent the lap time will be increased?
The lap time will be increased for sure when you're on all-wheel drive and high power. It really depends on the track. So I don't have all the data. The tires will also be different. We have a new version of the Hankook tire with a little bit more grip. So all these things will make small improvements. So I don't have exact numbers to give you. It really depends on the track. But for sure it will be faster.
Understand. And another interesting point is the regeneration. In Gen 3 car, the energy recovery rate is 40%, but in Gen 3 Evo, the number is increased to 50%. Is there any change on battery or engine? How do we achieve that?
It's mostly a software tuning. So the regen is still 600 kilowatts, which is a huge amount of regen. It's about 6 times more than a normal EV road car. So huge amount of regen going back in the battery. So yeah, it's mostly software control changes that will allow to do that, and energy management.
Just now we have a visit Gen 3 car on our front, and I just wondered if this real that there's no mechanical brakes on the rear axle, and it's also the same on Gen 3 Evo car.
Yeah, it's almost correct. We only have emergency brakes on the rear axle, so we never use them. But if we had a total failure of a powertrain, total shutdown of powertrain, which means we had no regen, then we can use the rear brakes as emergency to slow down the car, but we never use them. So yeah, so in reality, in qualifying, when you go at the highest speed, most of the slowing down of the car is done with regen only on both axles. Sometimes a little bit of front brake to add to that. And in a race, pretty much all the deceleration is done on regen. So we don't use the brakes at all, which is why we regen so much energy back in the car.
So there is mechanical brakes, but we don't use them, that's right?
Yeah, very little.
Okay. And another thing is about the charging. You know, we have a 600 kilowatt supercharging technology, but how do we use them in the race, and will it be utilized in the race in the future?
Yeah, so we are still in the testing phase. So we've been testing this year, throughout the year, this new charger. 600 kilowatts is, more than double like the normal common technology. So there's a lot of research going in the charger, but also in the battery, because you're creating a lot of heat in the cells. So yeah, we are in the final testing phase. We have done some successful charges, which is great. Once we are happy that the reliability is at a good level, then maybe next year it is introduced in the races, but we haven't decided yet exactly on the format.
Okay, and we also see the charging ports beside the racing cars. How much kilowatt is it?
So the normal charger in the garage is 160 kilowatts. That's what we use in between sessions. But we can use the same charging port, which is a CCS2 type, for the 600 kilowatt as well.
As I just mentioned, it's the first time that Formula E be holding in Shanghai. It's a completely new track, new circuit. For the last season, Envision team often performed very good in new track.
Yes.
Are you confident this time in Shanghai? And what kind of preparations have your team made till now?
Yes, you're right. It's a brand new first time we come here. So also it's a slightly different layout than the Formula one, so very different layout. So we have done the whole of last week in Silverstone on the simulator with both drivers to basically do so many laps, prepare the qualifying, of course, but also we have done a lot of energy management strategies to try to be as efficient as we can during the race. So the race here will be a lot about energy management because it's a very fast track. So a lot about energy management. We call that the peloton racing, like cycling. So at the beginning of the race, no one wants to be in front. You want to be saving energy and then attack at the end. So we have done a lot of simulation, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a good result.
As we all know that Formula E cars is regulated at the same hardware, and what is the unique advantages for an Envision team?
So if you look at all the teams in the paddock, the chassis and the battery is the same, but the powertrains which make the car move, they are different. So really the car is not the same. Like all the motors, inverters, software, high voltage, all this is different. And then of course we have our own software. So as we said, software is very important. And then some of the strategy is bespoke to Envision racing team. So yeah, we'll do our different strategies, and then sometimes it works and sometimes not so much. But yeah, that's why we develop our own IP.
Thanks for sharing and thanks for your time. And wish you your team all the best in the next competition. And
thank you very much.
I hope to see you again next year in Shanghai.
I hope we will come back. I'm pretty confident we'll come back, and hopefully I'll see you on the podium.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
总体来说，现在 F1 的比赛还是一种精确的电量计算比赛，它有精彩的地方，比如冠军悬念会保持到最后关头才能揭晓，但是车阵从头到尾没有拉开，也没有进站策略。上赛场短短40分钟的比赛，在现场看起来就像是在高铁站等2分钟一般的高铁。期待后续的轮胎充电策略的引入，能让下个赛季开始比赛更好看一些。电动车跑赛道，直道太长，对于电池、电驱的峰值输出和持续输出的能力都是严苛的考验。太强的动力会影响续航和整车重量，而且过度的空气动力套件加持、太强的轮胎抓地力都会影响续航里程。所以现在的 F1 是在现有电动技术下的一种平衡和妥协。只有350千瓦的动力输出，甚至直道都跑不过安全车。就是我们开头说的那台 Taycan Turbo GT。上周我们采访的时候正在进行入场测试。竟然看见安全车和赛车在直道上跑了个有来有回，这你受得了吗？这是在 F1 的世界里根本不可能的。
Emotional damage。
与发展了100多年的燃油车相比，无论是现在的电动车还是电动方程式，都还算是新生事物，都有许多进步的空间。我们能见证整个汽车工业电动化的完整过程，也真的挺有意思的。但请你相信，全中国的汽车人都在不停的努力，应该很快我们就能在纽北赛道上看到中国车手开着中国电动车的身影了。